What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phase 6, your source for music, business, motivation, and support. It's your boy, Sir Love, and it's another episode of Ask Sir Love. Ask Sir Love. And in this episode today, as I do in all the episodes, we break down questions that people have. So it looks like Jack said, "Hey, Sir Love, how can I find a manager in the U.S. if I do not live here or if I do not live there?" Great question. There's a lot of people that watch this channel internationally, overseas. First off, thank you to everyone that's watching on the other side of the world. I really appreciate it. I actually travel often these days. I need to start figuring out ways where I land in different countries to find a way to connect with some of you all. I need to start looking into that. But for the most part, thank you for viewing, thank you for watching, and all the places that watch. So you want to manage this in the United States, and that's obviously because the United States is the biggest market for music in the world currently. I do believe that's going to change. I actually believe Africa is going to be the biggest market in the world in the future, just because streaming is all about populace. China's cut themselves off of the traditional markets, and so they're kind of in a bubble over there. They're doing amazing numbers over there, if you know anything about the Chinese music game right now. But I do believe Africa is going to really have a huge impact on the game going forward. I know Africa is a continent and not an individual country, but the numbers are suggesting that we're going to go there in the future. Anyway, you want to get management here in the U.S. So let's talk about what that looks like and how that feels. I'm going to say the age-old thing that you probably heard a bunch of times, but obviously you need to hear it again. If you are making noise, managers will find you. Period. I remember I took a trip to DR. For clarity, I took a trip to DR with wifey and friends and stuff. All right, just to clarify, but for those that know what's happening out there, but I took a trip to DR, and while I was out there, I heard this artist. The person that picked us up in the shuttle was playing some music, and I was like, "Yo, who the F is this?" The moment I heard, I didn't understand anything he was saying. He was speaking in Spanish, but I knew from the energy, from the vibe, this is different. This is hot. This is crazy. And I'm listening to it in the courier's car. So the guy in the front seat is jamming to it. At first, he was feeling like, "Oh man, I got a tourist in the back. I don't think I can, play, act a certain type of way." I'm like, "Man, turn that up." He's jamming. I ask him questions. He knows everything about this guy. This guy's this, he's that, he's this, he's that. The whole time I'm there, I go to this spot, they're jamming the music. I go to that spot, they jamming the music. I go to this spot, they jamming the music. I'm like, "Yo, who the F is this?" It was Bad Bunny. It was Bad Bunny before he was signed, before he popped. He had DR, the Dominican Republic, on lock. He had the country on smash. I couldn't go anywhere during that trip without hearing Bad Bunny. I got to the point where I understood or was able to recognize his voice from all the other artists out there, and I don't even speak Spanish or know what he's talking about, right? But I was requesting it. I was like, "Hey, man, play that Bad Bunny. Play that Bad Bunny." And if you look at today, fast forward to today, he is one of the biggest stars in the world, right? Now, if I was in the space back then of I want to sign someone and stand stuff to get that time period, I was already working with artists. I was already locked into some situations. But I remember coming back and telling some cats at this management company that was working in partnership with the label, "Hey, there's this guy out in DR called Bad Bunny. Y'all need to look into this guy," right? And so I say that to say there's a couple things you need to know about getting managers. Number one, if you're hot, a manager's going to find you. Right? Period. The hotter you get, the more you attract management. I was working for a management company, a company that had a bunch of managers that represented major producers and writers and stand a third, and I'm telling them, "You guys got to go check this guy out." Right? So there are always people in the music industry that are moving around. People in the music industry travel. If you get your market on lock, there is a chance, if you're in a market that people travel to, a tourist location or a location with heavy business influence or whatever it is, that someone may physically come across your music if you got your town on lock. Next thing, if you're not in a large town, your numbers. I know the people over at Cobalt, and I tell you, you walk into a recording studio, a major record label now, and I think Cobalt really started this trend, and there's TVs. There's a bunch of TVs on the wall with tickers and trackers, and they're looking at Instagram, they're looking at YouTube, and they're looking at everything. It's all data analytics based. If you are making enough dings in your market, they're going to see you. They're looking at who's the hottest per country. They're looking at who's the hottest per state, per county. They want to figure out how they can sign an artist before the artist pops, because they can make more money if they sign the artist early. How does that work, sir? Well, it's very easy. If you're popping in your town or your city, for example, you're the hottest thing in your city, and I'm able to discover that you're the hottest thing in your city, before anybody else, I can offer you less because you're only hot in your city. You're not hot in your nation. You're not hot worldwide. I can offer you way less money than I would have to offer you if you was the hottest thing in across 3 countries, right? If we think about the United States, for example, if you're the hottest thing in Mississippi, I can come in and offer you, probably, I don't know, 100%, not 100% less, but 80% less than what I would offer you if you were the hottest in the Southeast, right? So if you think about a record label's business, it's like the stock market. They're trying to buy low, sell high. So they're looking for you. If you're making a dent in your market, they're looking for you. And before they even find you, the local people in that market are going to find you because the labels and the top managers have relationships with the locals in the area, right? And if a label finds you, they might assign you a manager if you don't have a manager, right? So at the end of the day, if you're looking for management, the best thing you can do is be great at what you do. Make great, phenomenal music. Appreciate every single fan. So often we get caught up in the numbers, right? I can look, like some people talk about my videos and say, sir, you only getting 1,000 views or 2,000 views or 500 views, man, and we wish you had more views. But at the end of the day, I go, it's 500 people. That's 500 people that actually took the time to listen to what I said, and hopefully I helped change the lives of those 5 people. And if I stay consistent, if I treated this like a job, like my career, like many of you are doing in music, and I stay with that mentality, I can easily grow a relationship with those 500, expand it to 2,000, to 5,000, to 500,000, and that's how it works. Grow your audience, appreciate every fan that you have, and managers will find you. All right? Now listen, I don't know everything, but I know a lot about a little. I know a little bit about a lot. I'm always trying to give you guys everything that I got right here on Phase 6. And if this was helpful, I feel like this was good. If this was helpful, thank you, boy. Pay the tuition. You're learning for free. Pay the tuition. Go over here on this side right there. Download the business. There's a whole lot of insight on the website that can really help you learn what you need to know to become successful. All right? I'm out.